Well, thanks for checking out this clip on the web show featuring Gold Coast local Raif Billington. I read an article in the Gold Coast Bulletin about his awesome idea for a wave pool, and here's a story from Channel 9.
Board riders' quest for the perfect wave could change the sport of surfing as we know it. Raif Billington has dreamt of waves on demand for the past decade, and now he's close to making it happen. Those who've got the bug know nothing beats the thrill of riding that perfect barrelling wave. And thanks to this new invention, it may no longer be a case of surfers having to wait for Mother Nature to provide.
Every surfer dreams about it, and I just decided after 10 years, I thought, well, it's been in my head so long, I'm just going to start doing something about it. And
after 3 prototypes, Raif has just completed this 6 metre long, 2 metre wide wave pool. The design has been patented, and the electromagnetic technology behind it might just push the boundaries of the surfing experience as we know it.
Basically, we've got a perfect peak, 2.5 metres, running off at 70 metres per wave. So the experienced surfers will be getting barreled for 70 metres to the left and to the right.
Support for the project is rolling in from all sorts of places. Mayor Ron Clark is certain it'll be a monster money spinner for the region.
Especially our international guests who are a bit concerned about how to surf, this will be the perfect way to teach them because they are completely safe, there's no sharks.
The Mayor would eventually like to say surf's up somewhere along the Broadwater, but there's a long, hard road ahead, and for this dream to become reality, Raif needs one vital ingredient.
Millions of dollars.
The next step, build a bigger model and find that financial backer.
Yeah, so after reading the story in the paper, I rang the bulletin. They gave me Raif's details and we organised to meet up.
What a classic. It's just awesome when you see someone actually build an idea.
Yeah. Yeah, for real, that's the whole idea of it, right? To get it out of your head and put it into the world.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part. It's easy to have the thought.
Yeah, so it's always an inspiring feeling seeing someone achieving things and or well on the path to doing that, and that's what Raif's doing with this pool. I mean, I shot some close-ups of the left break there and just look at it, wave after wave just barreling through, and it's one of those ideas where you just think there's no reason in the world why this shouldn't get made on the Gold Coast. Even if it cost $100 million, they'd make their money back and it would just be known throughout the world, so I hope it really happens for him. It's going to be awesome right and left, so I can't wait to be out there surfing, but it was great to be over there and to find out more about it.
Well, the idea is based on Bingin Reef, you know, but what we got here is barley in a pool.
Right, okay.
And so it's a deep water, deeper than any other wave pool in the world. We're talking 7.5 metres deep, and that reef rises up 6 of those metres over the span of 60 metres. So it's a shelf.
Right.
And so the wave will break in a perfect barrel because of the way that the reef's set up. The other thing that's key to this design is the flow channels.
Right.
Can you see it here?
Right.
Yeah. These channels allow the water to return in a timely fashion, let's say.
Okay.
Because the pool's always trying to re-establish itself with an equilibrium. But once the wave breaks, that water gets pushed past the break, and then the next wave comes and there's less water, so it needs to return. And so these channels naturally occur in all reefs in the world from that return flow.
Hey, what started this idea off in the first place? How did it all come about?
Surfing barley. Yeah, that's it, man. I surfed barley and just loved it. It was clockwork. You know, one after the other. That's a strange sound I haven't heard before.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, yeah, one after the other, and yeah, I thought, well, that'd be so great if you could do something like that in a pool. You know, I grew up on the Gold Coast and went to Bali, and I mean, the Gold Coast has good waves, but Bali, every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
And so I thought, well, how good would it be to do it every day on the Gold Coast?
Exactly. So when did it first start? As in what year? And how did you start with the pool?
95 was my first trip.
Okay.
I spent a month at Bingin, and this reef is designed off Bingin. Bingin Reef Break, you know. And yeah, so in 95 I dreamt about it, and then 98 I approached the CEO of a resort who I heard wanted to build a surfing pool.
Right.
And I just said, oh, I got a design, you know, and just, you know, slapstick just in his office, in the reception. And he goes, all right, we'll draw it up and come back to me in a week. I was like, okay, right on, I will. So that's exactly what I did, and a week later I was in his office with the design, and put it into he said, well, draw up a contract and I'll pay you to research and develop it. So I went home, drew up a 6-month contract, thought, oh, I'm worth this much a month, came back to him, he said, well, I'll give you this much. And, you know, that's how it started.
Wow.
Yeah, that was for 6 months in '98. And then, so I went to San Diego, paid trip to Bali, and I swimmed out over the reef with a snorkel and a measuring stick, and you know, checked out how the reef worked. You know,
by yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, what a classic!
Just swam right out past the surface. It was a small day. It was only 2 foot, and I swam out this channel behind a turtle. You know, with my snorkel and goggles on, and I felt like the action of the wave and why these channels are so important to a reef break, and that's what I patented. Is that whole design.
That's awesome, man.
The rest of it is just kind of like, okay, well, this is sort of, I think, how it works. I mean, I'm not an engineer, I'm an Imagineer.
Yeah.
So I just, you know, sort of tap all the resources and then put it all together and then put my own overlay on it and worked out how to work it out.
Yeah, so there's the principles right there in chasing a dream, hard work and belief.
What are we looking at here?
This is a flume model. It's a sectional model of the 3 breaks. It proved that a wave would make it all the way to the reform and to the shore and break the way I wanted it to.
And you built all that yourself? The whole model, yeah?
Yeah.
Far out.
Yeah, I quit my job and then got $5,000 from an investor.
Yeah.
Actually, it was the other way around. I got $5,000 from an investor, then I quit my job. And then, yeah, I mean, I had it in my head. I just was itching to just make it, man, you know, like, to start something, and then I just did it. And after that 5,000, I was on. I bought this computer. Was the first thing I did because I needed to do research on the internet. Here's another one with the generation system. This is back in the day, so the wave's not perfect.
Yeah, it's very impressive in every way, and I really wanted to ask Raif about the actual dimensions when the pool is finished and ready to go.
1 to 50, right?
Right.
So it's 100 meters across.
Wow.
So if you were to stand at the end of an Olympic pool,
yeah,
and look down, it's twice that wide.
Okay.
So that kind of gives you an idea. Because I mean, the Olympic pool is pretty long, and so 2 of them wide. The distance from the back, where the end generator is, to where it peaks, I'll just change that. It's going to be at least 80 meters, just because of the movement in the water. There's a lot of movement, and yeah, so it'll be 80 meters to the takeoff. Then there'll be another 80 or so meters to the reform peak. So there'll be 40 guys, or 40 people, let's say, because girls are loving surfing now. Yep. So there'll be 40 people out on the break out there, 40 people in the reform section, and then, you know, however many people on the beach, the kids playing, whatnot. So every 12 seconds is a barrel, peaking barrel. So every 12 seconds, 2 people catch a wave, and 2 people get a reform wave. So in 1 hour, this could cater to 80 people, 40 experienced people, 40 beginners. And every one of those 80 people in 1 hour would get 15 waves.
Yep, it'd be one of the best places on earth for sure, so let's hope that all the business people get their heads together and start making it happen on the Gold Coast.
It's the holy grail of the surfing world, the perfect barrel. The only problem is such waves are as rare as hen's teeth and unpredictable, but soon that might all change.
This is the future of surfing. It's going to be a new feeling that even the surfers haven't felt before.
Raif Billington has built a prototype for the perfect barrel-making machine in his backyard, and soon he hopes to build a 250-metre version of the wave pool that will pump out tubes every 12 seconds. He says the wave will be 70 metres long, 2.5 metres high, and will rival some of the best breaks in the world.
I think it'll be more consistent than any of the reef breaks in the world, simply because it's a controlled environment and it'll be every 12 seconds there'll be a wave.
The wave pool will use complex electromagnetic technology to create the huge amounts of energy needed to move such a massive volume of water over and over again. The entrepreneur says the small version works fine and there's no reason the bigger one shouldn't do the same.
It already works. I'm just fine-tuning the design and you know, I've got to get the right investor on board and then I'll be ready to go.
If all goes to plan, surfers will never have to worry about flat conditions, marine life, or even if it's the middle of the night, they'll be able to get the perfect wave 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The wave pool should be up and running by 2009. On the Gold Coast, Simon Hooper, 10 News.